Shot me.
Okay. We back again with another episode of Conversations with OG. Today we have a special guest, the pop princess, Miss Riah Michelle. What's up?
Hey everybody, hey y'all.
So, I've been wanting to do this interview for a while, and I'm glad that we finally came around to it. So, I'm gonna get into some questions I want to ask you today. So, I'm not gonna really go in order. I'm just gonna go with the flow.
That's cool.
So, Headed to the Top. That was a song that you did. How did that song come about?
Headed to the Top, I'm gonna say it came about because, as you know, I kind of do the little 60-second snippets on my page. So a lot of times I'm just at my laptop going through like type beats, just writing stuff and coming up with stuff. But like when I heard Headed to the Top, I kind of felt like it was something that I needed for the moment. It wasn't pop, but it was to show like, okay, I still do other stuff sometimes here and there. But it was also like an introduction to me, like knowing that that's where I'm heading.
Mm-hmm.
So Headed to the Top was really more so a freestyle.
Right.
Yeah.
That was dope.
Thank
you. I liked it. So, how did you know music was what you wanted to do?
Actually, I didn't. Because like when I was younger, I didn't do music. I was in love with like Hannah Montana, High School Musical, like all the things that had like all the music in it. But I was originally in modeling and dancing, so like I used to dance halftime at the Rockets games. I did halftime at the Texans game before. But one time, Dearborn Mall had this competition. It was a modeling competition, but you had to present like a talent. Right. So for the halftime at the talent, I sung Ne-Yo's So Sick of Love songs. I actually got to find a clip now. And I actually won like the whole thing, but it was modeling. And so anyways, I went to college for like nursing, blah, blah, blah. And then like one day I was just like singing in my room, because I do that like every day, all day, if you know me, like behind closed doors. And my stepbrother at the time, he was like telling me, I was like, yeah, we was talking about stuff, just like, you know, what we want to be when we get older. And I was like, yeah, I'm, you know, going to school for nursing. And he was like, no, you're going to be a singer. And then a lot of stuff kind of started happening in life that kind of just drew me toward music, because I just started picking up my pen, like writing.
Right.
And then it just became like what I knew God kind of had for me.
Right.
So here I am.
Here she go. Okay, explain the whole theme and the concept behind the anthem song.
The concept behind the anthem was mostly all my songs is like a don't count me out type thing.
Right.
So the anthem was just that, and it was something that like I wanted everybody to be able to like vibe and turn up to, because I haven't really put out a lot of rap music, so to speak, or right. You know, and a lot of people always say, but you gotta have that one song that's different, or like they call it headbangers. So right. The anthem was that. It was more like a dance record, something cool. My friends, they actually love that song. That's like their favorite thing ever.
Okay. What sets your music apart from others?
Yeah, it's for me, the list is so long. Mm-hmm. One of the things, of course, is that I don't curse. Like, you're never going to hear a cuss word in my music. Like, you probably can go play back every song I have out, and you're never going to hear a cuss word. Also, my music, I always try to uplift people as well as uplifting myself, because just like how God said, like, the power is in the tongue, I very firmly believe that. That's why a lot of people like always come at the music industry, because it's the one thing we use with the most powerful thing on our body, and I don't feel like it's to be taken lightly. So even when it comes to like singing people's songs that got crazy stuff, I'll never put it on myself. I'll be like, oh, he gotta like how Pooh Shiesty say that he really shiesty. When he's like, I don't even say I say he really shiesty, because I put it, that's what they want on them anyway. So when it comes to my music, I always try to put out what I want people to repeat and affirm to themselves each and every day as like, well, it's me.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. It means you really taking full advantage of what you putting out in the universe.
Yeah.
So by you putting out positivity, it's definitely gonna come back.
Facts.
So that's a good look.
Thank you.
Okay. How do you balance being an artist and a mom, or a mom and an artist?
That's a great question because it's so hard. It's really hard, actually. You really don't ever find a balance because once you even try to put yourself like on a schedule, like the child is still there. Mm-hmm. Then they always need attention. They always want attention. For me, it's like a thing that I started with him because sometimes he'll come tap on my computer and I'm trying to make music. And instead of getting frustrated, I'll just like put the headphones on his head or try to like get him to interact more so what I'm doing. So that way it's kind of is a little balance, but it's not. But even when I don't have a balance, I know that I have to get it done because I know the reason why I'm getting it done is to be able to take care of him and take care of my family. So it's pretty much like having a love for him and knowing that I'm doing it for him, and then also having a love for music and knowing that they both have to coincide.
Okay. You just spoke on your love for music, kind of, sort of. Mm-hmm. Where did that come from, your love for music?
Trauma. Finding a way to express like what I feel, what I'm going through. Like my first album, the whole Break the Curse thing, it was like, it's real to me because my family comes from a background of like needing a lot of generational curses to be broken. So music was a way that I could speak because when I was younger I was always scared to have a voice. Like I was sometimes like scared to speak up for myself, scared to talk or say what I needed to say. So music was an outlet that helped me get my voice out there without having to like directly say it to people. Like your parents listen to your music and can hear something you're going through that you never talk to them about, and they're like, wow, like like they ask you like where the lyrics come from, and you get a chance to be like, well, I was going through this my whole childhood, but I never talked to you about it. So it also gives like people around you an insight on what you actually go through when you don't have the power to like go tell them what you're going through.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a good answer.
Yeah, because we could leave the Pooh Shiesty one out. I don't want him coming for me, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out Pooh Shiesty, free that man. Alright, what are some hobbies that you're into?
Painting. If you come into my home, in my kitchen, I have like just original paintings like in my kitchen. Like I do painting with a twist, but at home. So I just have like plenty of paintings. I'm a really big weed person. So like Just Dance, the Michael Jackson Experience. I do those all the time by myself. I love to do stuff like that. Of course, like walking around my house, like singing as if I am like in a concert. I'm a really big concertist, like behind closed doors. And really just having fun. Like I like arcades, museums, JazzNights. Those things are like most definitely
the life of the party.
Yeah.
You are. Okay, so when did you go to the studio for the first time to record your first song?
So the first song I ever actually recorded was, I had a friend and her name was London, and we were like really close. We actually recorded it at, I think it was Lyrics People's House, but it was I think her dancers, they were getting into music, but we ended up going like to her house, and her dancers like was getting into music. So we recorded like our first song with them. Of course, like we didn't take the song nowhere. It was just us playing. So I don't know if you want a real song or experience.
Yeah, I mean,
that was the first time.
Yeah, that's the first time.
So it counts.
Okay. So we see you had a big single release party, and you had your little helper there. I was blowing up the balloons, setting it up and everything. So what tell us about the experience of the video release party and everything about it.
So the video release was something like special I really wanted to do, like to also set myself aside from other artists, because first off, my friend, he owns the Skyrise. He actually works on like movie sets like Paramount. He's actually filming a movie right now with Neo and them. But so I've been friends with him for a long time, and he has his space that, of course, I wanted to help promote, but of course I wanted, because I have never seen somebody have a video release,
right,
in a Sky Lounge. So aside from the location, I, as an artist, everything I do in my artistry, I want it to be like cinematic, kind of like give you like a real like movie feel.
Right.
So for my video release, it was more so to also help the people around me see, because I've seen someone say in an interview, and it's true, the people around you sometimes have a hard time believing fully until they start seeing little things.
Right.
So I think it's important to not wait until you make it to show the people around you big things. So for that, like my family was there, friends, people that I knew off social media who supported me, but everybody actually got to see like, okay, like this is real. They were excited to be a part of this experience, because a lot of people don't get to experience that. You see people blow up all the time, but you wasn't a part of the experience, or I don't want to ever wait till I'm big before the people that I have can, So that was more so like a thing about believing in myself, but also giving people around me an opportunity to see that you could really do the things that you say you could do, and yeah, that's it.
I liked it. And I was in attendance.
Yeah.
It was a good look. That's when I first met you. And I was just like, she got some dope friends. She got a son. She got her mama. She got a dope support system. And I loved it off top. I was like, it's dope. She going somewhere.
Thank
and she
you.
talented.
Thank
sure.
you. I appreciate that.
So, what's your feeling towards the response you've been getting from Believe in Me?
My feeling is I was, of course, very excited. The response I got from my video release. I'm still gonna say that my response from Believe in Me is something that I'm very proud of. Only because, let me say this way. So we live in Houston. Houston
Right.
is not a pop city. Houston is a R&B and rap city. So me doing pop, one, I already know that my response out here, my journey out here is gonna already take a little bit longer than most people, because you're presenting to people something new that the city is not used to. So when it comes to my response, it's so many people that I get like that DM me, and sometimes it's one or two more people a day who you expose yourself to, who be like, oh wow, like that's really different. We love your music. We love what we do. But I mean, to answer the general question, I'm overly joyed with the response I got, because the music video did the best that any of my music videos did. But I just think it's really important to exaggerate that when you are different, to appreciate even the little response that you get, because it's not going to be as big as someone who's already doing something that everybody else is doing that's more popular.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Right. I like the fact that you was having fun in your video.
Yeah.
I feel like with this music, if you're having fun and you doing something you enjoy, just having fun in videos, whether it's in the studio, it's gonna always, it ain't gonna feel like work for one. It's gonna feel like fun. So to the viewers, they gonna enjoy. They gonna vibe. They just gonna be lit with you.
Yeah.
They on your bandwagon.
Now everybody did definitely enjoy the vibe of the video. That's the one thing I heard. Like, it was so fun, so upbeat, make people like want to get up and dance. So that's a big thing, because I'm definitely a fun person. So I do always want to exhibit fun into all my videos. Because if you get on the video set, it would probably take a little long because we were having too much fun. That happens all the time. It happened that day, actually.
Okay, so what do you think is relatable to your fans about your music and what you bring to the industry?
I think that what I talk about is relatable, because I definitely talk about what's real. And not saying that like money, cars, and clothes isn't real, but everybody doesn't have it.
Exactly.
But what everybody does have is problems, and everybody has been through experiences, and everybody wants to feel happiness. So my music is always, like I said, a mixture of uplifting, talking about what I went through, whether it be depression, whatever it was, but I also talk about overcoming it. I also talk about making sure that you believe in yourself, making sure that you believe in the people around you, making sure, like I talk about non-violence, trying to stop violence. I actually have a whole song about that. I just talk about a lot of real life things that I feel like need to change, like not putting other people down, like not judging other people is a lot of things I talk about. So a lot of these things people always DM me and be like, you say things that a lot of people don't really have the courage to say or the courage to talk about, because in this generation we don't do that a lot. So I take credit now of my music, because I feel like that sets me aside from what everybody is doing right now.
I like that. Being different, I mean, it's a lot of people doing the same thing, dropping the same music, and the vibration of it is not on my frequency.
Yeah.
So, the energy that you bring with your music, man, you're a female, but I can vibe with it because it's different. You know?
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Okay, I'm finna put you in the hot seat for a minute.
Okay.
And I want you to give us 5 artists that inspire you.
Okay. So my first artist I'm gonna say is Michael Jackson, because he's a big one, because he talks about changing the world, changing yourself. He's very he's one of my highest inspirations on the list of anyone who could have ever inspired me to do music. So I'm gonna say Michael Jackson. Number 2 on my list of artists that I really love, I'm gonna have to just give it to Rihanna, because I'm a Rihanna fan.
I am too.
I love Rihanna. She always a vibe, and Rihanna don't care what nobody thinks, she gonna say it. Just like the whole better have my money thing. It was I'm not gonna let the industry stop me. So Rihanna is a person in the industry that I love. Also, I'm gonna say Doja Cat. I love Doja Cat. I think that she's very she's who she is, and it's take it or leave it. And it's I don't really care what you say or what you do. And her music is crazy. It's different. It's a vibe. And then I'm gonna say Drake and Nicki Minaj, because those are my 2 favorite. I'm gonna jam every song they have, and wordplay. If you listen to all their songs, they'll help you become good writers. For sure.
That's interesting. 5.
Yeah.
With Michael Jackson, Doja Cat, Drake, Nicki. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good look. Okay. Places that you love about Houston. You can just give us 2 or 3 places.
My top place I probably would say is Main Event. I really like Main Event because it's an arcade and I like to have fun. As I stated, it's a real thing. Another place that I love in Houston is Grace's, because they have the best lamb chops. And then another great place in Houston is honestly my home. Yeah, I know that's a weird one, but I really feel like it's the safest, most peaceful place in this city for me to go at the end of the day.
You need your safe haven for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, we ask all of our guests every episode, and this is episode 2 of season 2 with all of our artists. And this is a bonus question. So it is, how will you keep winning?
By not giving up. I'm a firm believer that as long as you don't give up, you win. Even if you take a loss tomorrow or today, as long as you don't let that stop you and you keep going, you're always going to win, because consistency is key. And I'm a firm believer that God watches to see if you will give up, because you don't really deserve it if you give up, because you don't know when you're going to make it or what it's going to take for you to make it. But yeah, so to not give up, you always going to win.
Keep going, keep winning. Okay. So, any shout outs before we get up out of here?
Yes, I want to give a shout out to my son. His name is Knowledge, because he's always with me, literally video sets everywhere. So I always give a shout out to him. Of course, God, my family, you know what I'm saying? I want to give a shout out to 820, that's my manager. For sure, give a shout out to, OG Shot Me for having me today. I always say everybody who was a part of my video release hold a special place to me, because that was my first major thing. So I for sure appreciate the love. And I also just want to give a shout out to all the other artists, all the other entrepreneurs. Keep going, keep doing what you gotta do. Hold your head up, don't worry about nobody else doing. Know that you are great, know that you are different being you. And I wish everybody nothing but love and success.
That was a good one. She shouted me out. I appreciate it, man. Okay, can give us your social media where they can find you at?
Oh, so my social media is at the Riah Michelle. It's THERIAHMICHELLE at the Riah Michelle. And you're gonna know it's me because it's gonna say Pop Princess underneath a little bit.
Okay. This has been an interesting interview that we've been waiting to get from you, and we got it. We appreciate it. And we up out of here, man.
Yeah, thank y'all for having me.
Hey.
Make sure y'all tune in. We got some new music coming. And yeah, see y'all later.
Shut